One type of commonly used projected coordinate system is the state plane coordinate system, which is sort of a compilation or number of map projections that are all used for a certain purpose. This shows the various ways that the state plane coordinate system are divided throughout the conterminous United States. And what we can see is that a lot of these are either oriented north-south or east-west. And in a lot of cases, ones, for example, like Idaho, that are oriented north-south continue to be oriented north-south. So Idaho would have 3 different state plane coordinate systems. In Oregon, we have 2 different state planes coordinate systems, the Oregon North and the Oregon South. These are just dividing up the states into smaller areas so that we can minimize the distortion associated with that state. And of course, some states seem to be a little more comfortable with distortion, such as North Carolina and Tennessee, which only have 1, and also Montana only has 1 state plane coordinate system. For Texas, they have 5 different state plane coordinate systems, and this shows how the state is divided up by these different colors. So these state plane coordinate system boundaries don't follow lines of latitude. They follow administrative boundaries such as county boundaries. And we can see what's happening here. If we look at the one for North Texas here, 4201, we can see that there are 2 standard parallels, and they're arranged so that there'll be minimal distortion along 2 lines of parallels that run through that area of 4201. So why doesn't 4203 use the same one? Because they would be way outside of those 2 standard parallels, and they would have a lot of distortion associated with them. So 4203 has their own 2 standard parallels that are both south of the ones in 4201. And in that way, they're able to minimize their distortion throughout this area here. In this example here, we can see for Minnesota, the same sort of thing. Here's the central zone of state plane coordinate systems for Minnesota, and here's where the 2 standard parallels are. Along these 2 lines here near the top and the bottom of that zone, there would be 0 distortion, with the distortion increasing towards the middle of the zone and also increasing away from these standard parallels, in this case to the north and in this case to the south, as we move away from those lines of standard parallel. The north zone would have 2 different lines of standard parallel, and the south zone would have 2 other lines.